Losing a loved one can be an emotional time, to say the absolute very least. And myself and my son went through that 2 years ago on the 21st of November, when my husband of almost 30 years died. It was horrendous, frankly. I wondered how I was going to cope, and it was just dreadful. The hospital where he died were absolutely amazing, but after that, when the emotion set in, you just don't know where to start. And this is why I'm doing this post about something that was really helpful. It's the government's UK Tell Us Once service, and it helps you report a death to multiple government departments, covering things like cancelling passports, driving licences, stopping benefits, DWP and HMRC, that kind of thing, removing the deceased person from the electoral register and updating council records. It kind of includes his tax, housing, blue badge if they're taking, if they have one, and it saves you from contacting each agency individually, because that's the last thing really that you need to do when you're dealing with everything else. And this can be done after registering the death with a registrar, who provides you with the service details. What it covers: well, HM Revenue and Customs, it handles personal tax, child benefit, tax credits, things like that. The Department of Work and Pensions are notified, so it stops state pension, universal credit and any other benefits that they might be on. It contacts the passport office, so that if they've got a passport, that can be cancelled. Also contacts the DVLA, so then the driving licence can be cancelled, and it removes the registered keeper status from the vehicle, which can make it easier in the long run for you if you're having to take over the details. And it also informs your local council and updates council tax, housing benefits, any housing benefits, blue badges, the electoral register, and also the public sector, such as armed forces and the passport and that kind of thing, and pension, armed forces pension schemes. How it works: when you register the death, you first register the death with the registrar, and they will give you the code. The registrar gives you this unique reference number, or details to how to access Tell Us Once. It's really good, really simple. The registrar who I dealt with was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you have to provide certain details. You use the code online or by phone to provide the details about the person who's passed away, like the national insurance number, the date of birth, and all that kind of information about benefits and so on. And then the information is shared just by Tell Us Once. And the Tell Us Once system securely shares the information with the relevant government departments, so you don't have to do it. So that's one thing less to worry about and to have to think about. What it doesn't cover, and the things that you need to do separately, are contact your bank and building society. If you've got a mortgage, contact the mortgage provider and any insurance companies, the utility companies, and your landlord if you're with a housing association, or pension provider if it's a private pension. Business taxes, VAT and that kind of thing are not included in the information by Tell Us Once. If you have a business, that has to be done separately, and selling vehicles or changing vehicle ownership. But they're quite comparatively easy things to do in comparison with the whole big help that I found the Tell Us Once system to be for me. Absolutely, definitely. So if you're in the situation and you've just lost somebody, my heart goes out to you. Please accept my sincere sympathies. especially at this time, well, any time of year, but especially at this time of year. And when you register the death, I'm sure that the registrar will tell you about the Tell Us Once system, but if they don't, ask them about it, because it's an absolute godsend. So that's Philippa signing off for now. I'll post some more videos about how we've dealt with the loss of my husband. In the meantime, have a great day and see you soon.